This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. She's back with us. You were going to say something? Go ahead. We're here. We're on. Are you getting something? What's happening?
I was going to say there's issues with the camera here.
I see you fine. I hear you fine.
Okay, it was stopping and starting and not moving and all of that.
Not seeing it here.
Okay.
I thought she was getting a download. This is Psychic Stacy.
No.
I don't know. What do I know? She is our professional of the year. She's back with us. And today we're going to go.
Yeah, the camera's doing weird things on my end. I don't know.
I don't know. It's energy. Who knows? We're going to read your emails. And by the way, you can always reach us, instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com. I say we plow right into it. You all ready?
Sounds good.
Okay. Jody in Bangor, Maine says, have you ever gotten a feeling and needed to filter it because it was negative? So I guess she's referring to you're doing a reading for somebody, something negative comes up and you don't want to.
Depends on what the negative thing is. I will ask if they want to hear it, but I don't filter. This is partly the authenticity. It depends on what it is. If it's really something, do you want to know about this? And if it's something touchy, say it's dealing with a rape, sexual abuse, some death that was very traumatic, then yeah, I will approach it. Do you want to hear this? This is, sort of, but I try not to, I won't say sugarcoat. I try, I approach things with compassion, of course. That is how I am. But sometimes some of it needs said directly, but that's part of the authenticity that you're real, that what you get in and not everything get in are going to be what people want to hear. And so if you're going to someone and you're expecting to hear, hopefully there are a few people out there that hear all positive things, but in most people's lives, no, that's not all. And just because you have negative, and I do, it's actually the light attracting the dark. That is what I do. I bring in those things. I get those downloads. And, it's like corruption, and people say, well, you must be negative. And no, it's not. It's quite the opposite. It's actually light attracting dark. It's because I'm open up to that energy, and I'm supposed to. This is partly why I'm here. I'm supposed to expose all of that. Well, I go deeper.
I feel if you ask somebody, listen, I got something for you. Are you sure you want to hear it?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's going to say, no, don't tell me right away. You got to tell me. Like human nature dictates that. Where it just
it's not always. I've had people say that I don't think so. I'm getting downloads, and I have learned, and some of this is also learning. But some of it, no, I'm here to tell them. If it's something dangerous, if it's something about a suicide, if it's something about forewarning them, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And, they may not have been open to that, but, when I start saying specific names, things that have happened, I'll get in vision of the places, or sometimes right when they're doing it. And that we talked about remote viewing. And yes, I can do that. But yeah, I've learned that sometimes I'll go in that way, depending on how delicate, and especially if it's a female, she's experienced a rape, or, a male for that matter, who's experienced rape. And I, wish that on no one. That's very traumatizing. And, and it's hopefully people are able to heal from that. But no, as far as negative goes, people have a misnomer with that, but hopefully that answered her question.
Yeah. Well, no, it definitely does. You're going to bring it on. If it comes up, you're
It
going to
comes
share
up.
it.
Well, and especially, like I said, if it's a forewarning, if it's like I have to do this, and sometimes it's been, literally something happens the next day or it's in advance and they're unaware of it. And then all of a sudden, or, usually people get caught off guard. I'll bring up things and they're going, I don't know. And I said, well, you just have to check. And I said, and especially if people don't have contact with other individuals or family members or that sort of thing, they're not going to specifically, get direct confirmation, but sometimes down the road they do. And I'll get people saying, hey, you remember when you asked me that? I'm going, yeah. Yes. And I said, well, that's just past, present, and future. You pick up the energy.
Let's go to Jen Ocala, Florida. She says, how can I improve my intuition?
Variety of ways with that. You know, grounding, centering. There are all sorts of things also out there online, frequencies that we talked about. We all vibrated at frequencies, but there are things online even to help you with that. It's grounding in that centering and doing things that bring you joy, bring you in that moment, that have a tendency to put you in that state of vibration, which is connecting higher source. And that connects you with your intuition and trusting and believing in yourself and doing, simple exercises that, such as, and I do use a little pendulum, but that is about it. Usually it's just there for me. It's always been, I get downloads and it's just there. But I don't use any other tools that it's just, I'm here doing it and it comes, and sometimes it comes on very strong and it's just there. But you can do certain, exercises such as, ask yourself a question. You maybe use a pendulum, ask a yes or no question. What am I wearing? And then proceed from there and ask the question. And then sometimes you'll get that. Ask your spirit guides, ask your ancestors, say, give me confirmation about something.
Well,
And
let's go there. Let's talk about that. What's the best way to do that? Because I've done it. I don't know if that actually works. I am a proponent of listening to your intuition very carefully and get tuned into it. And I believe myself personally in the last, I want to say even last couple of months, that I've been hearing it. Even yesterday, my intuition said something and it was spot on. It was very random, but it was spot on. How do you ask your spirit guides, ancestors, all of that? Is it just, do you verbally do it? Do you do it within your mind? Should you sit in a quiet area? How does that work?
and some of it's very unique and individual to how you've connected with people. Say, give me a sign, something that you connected with them and that no one knows about. Say, be it a song, be it leave me this, or let me know, give me a loud noise, give me confirmation on that. But some of that's individual. Some of it's things that you and the passed over loved one, that usually your spirit guides, or that you have that knowledge that no one else does, unless you're psychic and you pick it up. That ask them for confirmation that way. And something personal, saying, hey, let me know some way, somehow. And sometimes it's not always right away. Sometimes, and this is something to this day that I have to work on, that I've had things show up 10 years later. And sometimes it's very to be patient. And I'm one of the most, very patient. I've been waiting for quite a while on certain things to happen, but knowing that they're going to, but they just haven't.
Mm.
And it takes a while to manifest in there, and sometimes it's right away. It's instant manifestation. I can't even say it.
Manifestation.
They don't want me to say it. I'm being blocked.
Uh,
But it sometimes is right away, and sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes it's because it's not supposed to happen. And it's called, some refer to it as divine timing. Sometimes it's just the universe is saying not yet.
all right,
And
let's look at that. When that presents itself, let's say you have plans to do something, then the plans change. Let's say you're driving somewhere, you get a flat, or now there's a traffic jam up ahead. Do you believe that it's happening because it's supposed to happen, because there's a reason on the other side of it? That traffic jam slowing you down,
yeah,
preventing you from where you're going. Because,
sometimes it is.
okay.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's a way of preventing something that much more, such as you being in a car accident, and other things. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is what it is to teach you just simple as patience, and traffic jams, but also maybe to give you a chance. And during that time, what do? Give you a chance to decompress, give you a chance to reflect, give you a chance to maybe listen to your favorite music, depending on how long the traffic jam is. And it could be utilized. You could see it in different ways. And of course, most people would be upset going, oh, I'm in a traffic jam. But sometimes later, they're a confirmation that, boy, there was, an accident. You could have been an accident. Something else could have happened. I've told people saying, hey, be careful on your way there to something. There might be a detour or routing. I have concerns about you going in that direction, and maybe you'll hold off a day if you can on that, going somewhere. I'll say things like that. But sometimes it is. And sometimes it's just about quiet reflection. If it
Mm.
gives you a few moments and to think about things. And sometimes in those moments when we're having to take a step back, a pause,
Mm.
it's when we find the answers.
Would you say when the opportunity for that comes up to take that pause, um, it's supposed to? There's a reason that you're.
Yep. Yes.
Hmm, wow. Um, can I share a situation around here that I'm trying to piece together and get your thoughts on it?
Yes.
Okay. So about a week and a half ago, had a little bit of a flood here in the studio, and I was running some water. We actually have a sink here. We're in an office building, but we have a sink over in the corner. And I was attempting to water a plant I got from my mom's funeral 6 years ago. I've kept it alive. It's right here. That was my intention, to water that plant and a couple of others, but most importantly, that one.
Right.
The flood took place. And it wasn't horrible, but it needed, water extraction, went into an office next door. So that's that. The restoration company comes and they go to plug in the fans and pops a circuit breaker. I'm like, They leave and I'm like, I got to get this figured out. Go down the hallway, open a door with a key, reset it, come back, pops it again. Do it again, go down the hallway, come back, pops it again. I'm like, got to get these fans going. So I made a extension cord using power strips, went to another outlet. It's working great. Then I figured out why it was blowing the circuit breaker. It was in the same circuit as my small refrigerator, which my mother gave me 16
Mhm.
years ago. And it was a big deal. Like, this is like, son, you need a refrigerator in your office. And I've moved it along the way. Still works great.
Right.
That's what was called, because it was too many things on the circuit. The,
Your
pl-
mom.
the plant I refer to is on top of the refrigerator. So I am, and she's sent many signs before, very, very specific. So I'm trying to figure out what her meaning is with this water. Side note, in this building a week before, somebody used the water fountain. It stayed on like half the weekend. Like, the water came out of the water fountain and just hitting the carpet in the hallway. It stopped at my doorway. So I didn't have any damage, water damage from that. But then I had damage a week later from the sink. So water everywhere. The plant refrigerator connected to my mom. I'm trying to put the pieces. I feel there's some, I'm being told something, but I don't know what it is.
Yes, you are. Who's, why am I getting in Rose?
That's my mom's name.
Okay. Okay, that's why I'm getting it in. And it just came the first thing up. Water has a way of cleansing things. It's a way of clearing out the old, bringing in the new. But water is known spiritually as very cleansing. Um, Definitely, she's trying to get your attention. I I think she wants you to take a look at what's working, what's not working, and she wants you to be happy. And some of these things through your life, it's in being true to yourself, doing what brings you the utmost joy. And I don't know, she keeps on, wow, she keeps on saying, she doesn't want you to blame yourself. Did you blame yourself for her death, or that you weren't around enough, or, but she says not to do that. No, 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 no,
Um,
no, no.
I guess we all say should have spent more time, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I feel I'm in a good place because she sends signs like these. This one I can't figure out. The others I have figured out, or they were just so obvious, that
No, I'm getting that she wants you to look at things again. And, but also you're thinking about doing certain things in your life and to move forward with that, but to look at that. But it also may be more personal, relationship wise, and that sort of thing. It doesn't always have to mean career wise, but personal wise. And, but to clean out some of that. But water is a way of cleansing, but she definitely wants your attention. She's here, but she wants you to be happy and to be honest with that. And that to move forward with certain things that you have in mind that you'd like to,
mm,
but to take that, but also to look at personal relationships, who's around you, um, specifically at this time, and that sort of thing.
I'm feeling whatever it is, the water is, there's something there, whether she's
Yeah.
saying cleanse, whether she's saying go with the flow, whether she, I don't know. And here's another funny thing. This all takes place Saturday. I go to see a Stone Temple Pilots tribute band. A random thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a last minute thing. I'm like, oh, friends there. Pull in, checking them out. And there's a song they played by Collective Soul. But I forgot about this song. It wasn't even a huge hit, but it's just that I like the guitars. Like, it's amazing. And I've been stuck on the song for the last few days. I don't even really listen to the lyrics. The guitar hooks me. And then finally, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. The name of the song is called Where the River Flows. So
Uh-huh.
now that's knocking on my door. I'm like, oh, water, river, flow. Oh, what's going on there? And then I looked at the lyrics, and it's about personal journey, making change, blah blah blah.
Yep.
And I
She
think
wants you to look at that.
it's almost like she said, "Hey, this is a good song. You need to listen to it."
Well, she wants you to look at your life. Yeah, it's in some things, and to be honest with yourself,
Mm.
and to do what really, really makes you happy, and the things you've been looking at, to go ahead with those. That she will be there with you, and that she wants you to be happy, and then not to convince yourself that you're happy where you're at, but true happiness,
Fair enough.
and that to live in that truth. And water, once again, is a way of cleansing and getting rid of what no longer serves you.
As I'm thinking about it right now, Stacy, the line, stuff that's like popping in my head, the line of water that came from the other side. Now, the refrigerator and the plant are right here, right over there.
Right.
The water came through a doorway and stopped just before the refrigerator. I didn't even think of that until just now. I think it's kind of weird, or not. I don't know.
Well, we don't want to have electric, you being
Yeah.
sort of electrical,
Right,
light
right.
show there.
Mm. It's like I'm gonna knock on his head, but I'm not gonna take that refrigerator out because that's gonna keep going, for another bunch of years. But I think maybe the lesson here, for all is be open to the signs.
Yep.
Be open to the
Very much
signs.
so. And
Yeah.
trust your head on this. And you yourself, you need to trust and believe. And you knew your mother, and you were her favorite. She adored you. Anywho, I could get more in. I am getting more downloads, but anyways, she wants you to be good to yourself, and to give yourself a pat on the back, and to give yourself some leeway here, but to pay attention and to honor.
Thanks for validating that. It's like these things that go through my mind, but I wonder.
No, you're on track.
I'm not looking for any or like looking into this. I'm just looking at the facts. It's like, you play a card game, you put all the cards on the table, and now what do they mean? Let's add them up here. How does it, the plant on top of the refrigerator, those are facts. I'm not, does it mean something? Well, maybe she sent a very specific signs before. The water thing twice in a week, what the heck is that? There's something there.
Looking at your surroundings, who's in your life, your career, all of the above. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what's
Pay
around
attention.
you.
Thank you for saying that. 2 words, pay attention. I think everybody should. And I would never even say that except I've seen signs before. I'm skeptical. They're specific. So, I can't deny, when I ask for a sign and then I get a new modem, the cable company just comes in, drops a modem underneath the desk, sets it all up, and I flip it over, and the password is partly her name. Like, you can't make that up. I mean, it's like that.
No, you're not, because she's trying to get your attention. She wants you to look at everything around you and who's in your life and what is working, what is not working. Agreed. And water, once again, clears away.
Yep. I'm with you. Thank you for that. And also our emails that you answered, instantfeedbacksteve@gmail.com. If you've got a question for Stacy, if you'd like to keep it anonymous, you can do that as well. Just reach out to us and we'll make the connection. How does somebody connect directly with you?
You can reach me and I've been kind of my Instagram account. We talked about this. I'm playing music, and I know I'm being shadow banned, but I can no longer play live music on Instagram. I think I'm getting shut out. But you still can reach me on Instagram because I have my site, but it's stacythepsychicmedium.com on Instagram and on Facebook. So S Mongar, on Facebook.
Cool. Thank you for today. Thank you for all the insight. And appreciate you. We'll get together soon, okay?
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.